Under the leadership of Elon Musk, the company has been streamlined to a minimal operation, and employees are required to justify all spending through zero-based budgeting. This means that all expenses must be examined and justified, rather than assuming that previous spending levels should continue. The focus is on maximizing efficiency and minimizing unnecessary spending. But how far has he gone with the cutting down of the company's expenditure? Stick with us till the end of this video to find out. Elon Musk gave clear instructions to close the company's data center in Sacramento, which was one of 3 main computing storage facilities for Twitter. On Christmas Eve, a team of employees flew to Sacramento to disconnect the servers that had been vital to the smooth operation of the social media platform. Some employees were concerned about the potential consequences of shutting down these servers, but the priority was on cost-saving measures. According to sources with knowledge of the situation, but not authorized to speak publicly about it, the decision was made in the name of maximizing efficiency and minimizing unnecessary spending. To stabilize Twitter's financial situation, CEO Elon Musk had implemented several measures that one could say are pretty drastic. One of these was the shutdown of a data center. In addition to this, Twitter has stopped paying millions of dollars in rent and services in recent weeks, with Musk instructing his subordinates to either renegotiate these agreements or end them altogether. As a result, the company has stopped paying rent at its Seattle office, leading to the possibility of eviction according to sources. To further save money, janitorial and security services have been cut, and some employees have even had to bring their own toilet paper to the office. These measures show the extent to which Musk is willing to turn the company's financial situation around. In late October, Elon Musk purchased the social network for $44 billion, a move that resulted in significant debt for the company. This debt will require Mr. Musk to pay approximately $1 billion in interest each year. In a live forum on Twitter last week, Musk described the company as a plane that is headed towards the ground at high speed with the engines on fire and the controls don't work. He noted that Twitter was expected to have a negative cash flow situation of around $3 billion in 2023 due to a difficult advertising market and increased costs, such as debt payments. To reduce costs, Elon Musk implemented significant cuts over the past 5 weeks. However, these cuts may have had unintended consequences. On Wednesday, users worldwide experienced disruption in their Twitter service, with some being logged out and others encountering error messages while trying to access the website. The cause of the temporary outage has not been disclosed by Twitter. According to 3 sources with knowledge of the company's infrastructure, if the Sacramento facility had still been in operation, it could have provided backup computing capacity to help mitigate the issue when other data centers failed. The closure of this facility may have contributed to the service interruptions experienced by users. It is quite surprising and mysterious how the cost-cutting measures implemented by Mr. Musk will continue to impact the stability and reliability of Twitter services in the future. Despite the elimination of its communications department, Twitter and Mr. Musk did not respond to a request for comment. Mr. Musk has previously stated that he plans to appoint a new CEO at Twitter, but his close involvement in the company's daily management raises concerns about how much authority he will delegate to the new chief. The social media firm is currently operating with minimal resources, and as the owner, Musk retain significant control. This is in addition to his responsibilities at his electric vehicle company Tesla, which has also faced its own set of problems. It remains to be seen how these issues will be addressed and what impact they will have on the future of both companies. Musk has been working to save around $500 million in non-labor costs since the beginning of November, as reported by the New York Times after viewing an internal document. In addition to this cost-saving effort, Musk has also decided to lay off or terminate the employment of nearly 75% of the company's workforce since completing the purchase. These actions have been taken in an attempt to streamline the business and increase efficiency. Here's an outline of what we've discussed from Elon Musk's Twitter. 1. Musk aims at appointing a new successor for Twitter. Despite announcing his intention to resign as CEO of Twitter, it remains unclear whether or not Elon Musk will follow through with this decision. There has been no official statement or confirmation regarding a succession plan for the company, and it is uncertain who would take over as CEO if Musk were to step down. This lack of clarity has raised concerns among stakeholders and industry analysts, as it is important for companies to have a clear plan in place for leadership transactions. It remains to be seen whether or not Musk will follow through with his announced resignation. And if so, who will be named as his successor? Second, Twitter is relaxing its long-standing ban on political ads. After maintaining a strict ban on political ads for several years, Twitter recently announced that it would begin relaxing its policy and allowing advocacy groups and elected officials to resume promoting specific causes through the platform. This decision has been met with both praise and criticism, with some arguing that it allows for greater transparency and freedom of expression, while others worry about the potential for misinformation and abuse of the platform by political actors. It remains to be seen how this change will impact how political campaigns and advocacy efforts are conducted on Twitter, and whether or not the company will be able to effectively regulate and monitor the use of political ads on its platform. Third, hate speech have increased significantly. Since Musk assumed control of the company, there has been a significant increase in problematic content and previously banned accounts on the platform, according to data collected by organizations that specialize in studying online platforms. This increase in hate speech and other forms of harmful content has raised concerns among users and advocacy groups, as it can create a toxic and unsafe environment for individuals on the platform. Some have called on the company to take stronger action to address this issue, including implementing stronger moderation policies and more effectively enforcing existing guidelines. It remains to be seen how the company will respond to these concerns and whether or not it will be able to effectively address the issue of hate speech on its platform. Fourth, suspension of the accounts of certain journalists. Twitter's decision to temporarily suspend the accounts of several journalists has sparked a heated debate about free speech and online censorship. This action, which was later reversed, was seen by some as a violation of the right to freedom of expression, while others argued that it was necessary to protect the platform from misinformation and abuse. This incident has brought attention to the complex and often controversial issue of how social media companies should balance the need to protect free speech with the need to create a safe and respectful online environment. It remains to be seen how Twitter will address this issue in the future, and whether or not it will be able to effectively navigate the challenges of moderating content on its platform. During a live forum on Twitter last week, Mr. Musk revealed that the company had approximately 2,000 employees. This disclosure came shortly after he decided to lay off approximately 50 employees, mostly from the company's infrastructure division. Additionally, last week, Musk also cut half of the public policy team, which consisted of 30 employees. These actions have been taken as part of Musk's efforts to streamline the company and reduce costs, but have also raised concerns about the impact on the company's workforce and operations. It remains to be seen how these changes will affect the company in the long term. Cost-cutting measures at Twitter have been laid by Steve Davis, the head of CEO Elon Musk's tunneling startup, The Boring Company, and Jared Birchall, the head of Musk's family office. These measures include the use of zero-based budgeting, which requires teams to justify individual costs and operate as if spending should start at zero. This approach has been communicated to Twitter managers who were not affected by the mass layoffs that occurred last month. The goal of these cost-cutting efforts is likely to increase efficiency and reduce expenses within the company. Twitter has asked contractors and vendors to delay payment and negotiate lower bills, according to sources. One major contract, with Deloitte, has been a focus for Twitter's leadership as they aim to reduce fees for security, tax preparation, and other services. The company has also not paid KPMG, an accounting firm working on FTC compliance, according to sources. While missed payments to these firms have now been made, it's uncertain if Twitter will continue using their services in the future. Deloitte and KPMG did not respond to requests for comment. Last week, Twitter laid off the cleaning staff at its New York office and 10 corporate security employees, leading to speculation that one of its 2 buildings in New York may be closing. At the company's San Francisco headquarters, CEO Elon Musk has consolidated workers onto 2 floors, closed 4 floors, and canceled janitorial services after the cleaning staff went on strike for better wages. The company has also missed rent payments in San Francisco. As Twitter continues to grow and evolve, it's not uncommon for the company to make changes to improve efficiency and streamline operations. However, the recent decision to close a data center and lay off janitors has raised some concerns about the impact these changes will have on the company and its employees. While it's too early to say exactly how these changes will play out, it's clear that Twitter is facing some challenges as it tries to navigate the rapidly changing landscape of social media. Only time will tell what the future holds for the company, but it's important to remember that change is a natural part of any business, and that Twitter will continue to adapt and innovate to stay relevant and successful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.